This is what you guys want to see. We are back here again with Urinating Tree. But before I even get into all that, yo, what's up, swag? Yeah, you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Keon Lar, a.k.a. KL Swag. Back here with a video, man. Oh my God, this is the haters guide, man. I already saw you guys comment already, man, saying that you guys want me to react to the NFC edition. Let's get into it.
I like football. You know what else I like? Making money. Preferably with as little effort as possible put in.
Let's get into it.
Fantasy football is a multi-million-dollar enterprise these days. With DraftKings, the sponsor of this video, they make it easy with their offerings. Allow me to introduce you to Best Ball. Its weekly fantasy will not be discussed when it comes to the Cowboys.
Get into it.
Frisco Politburo states that any failures were because of Dak's injury. No other issues for America's team.
Damn.
The offensive line is riddled with injuries. The secondary has questions, and Mike McCarthy has learned nothing from Green Bay, but they extended Dak. His injury was probably the best thing that happened to his wallet, if we're being honest. Now, if he stays healthy is another question entirely. There are rumors swirling around the dark web about Prescott's shoulder. Is it fucky or is it able to withstand a 17-game season? As the Cowboys are being mum about it, the consensus seems to be this. Don't panic, but panic. Dak has to stay healthy if there's any chance of Dallas making the playoffs, but in Jerry's mind, his dream is accomplished.
Yeah.
The great evil is gone. That being Ben DiNucci. Why is it that most coaches that come from the Belichick tree believe they have to be more aggressive versions of him? That shit might fly in college, but in the pros, people see right through it. You can argue that Joe Judge recreating the devastation of Mount Vesuvius was justified.
That was a nice catch.
A massive fight had broken out in practice, but this appears to be a trend of Patriots' assistants.
The Giants still gonna be ass, though.
I don't know. All that is that this is a critical year for New York. A shit ton of jobs are on the line if they don't have any success. If the season is a failure, all of Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, Dave Gettleman, and possibly more may be gone. If they were wise, they would have infused magnets in Evan Engram's hands to allow him to catch footballs. Whenever he gets back onto the field, that is. There's not much else to say on this front. The Giants did infuse talent in their receiving core with Kenny Golladay and Kadarius Toney, but that's merely one issue of a million.
Damn.
2018 seems like it was a generation ago nowadays. Do you think we thought the Eagles could have been a dynasty under Carson Wentz? Flash forward a few years and most of that cast is gone. Except for Howie Roseman. Does he have pictures of Jeffrey Lurie on Epstein's Island? I have no idea why the fuck that man is still here. This terrible drafting, personnel decisions, and backstabbing of every player and coach with a damn? A lot of blood is on his hands. He can throw out Jalen Hurts to hopefully not die this season. And if Philly inevitably wants blood if his luster wears off, they can chuck Gardner Minshew or Joe Flacco out there. They've been linked to Deshaun Watson more than once. And it's very possible that they make a move once things cool down on his front, but with nearly everything else in disarray, an aging offensive line, a suspect defense undergoing lots of turnover, and over $30 million in dead cap for Wentz, the only thing that would make the fans more pissed is if Ben Simmons somehow became an Eagle. I feel bad for Nick Sirianni.
I'm dead, bro.
Such a patsy, I could name him Oswald.
Watch it. Oh, man, I watched
tatters, Dan Snyder has groveled like a coward and pleaded with King Goodell to not make him sell the team. This past year has been pathetic. Straight pandering and overcompensating for issues he long neglected and allowed to fester. So now, as a token sacrifice, Dan Snyder is stepping back from day-to-day operations. For his wife. Which means little will probably change on that front. The fortunate thing is that the Washington Panthers have some semblance of structure on their roster. And with a defense ready to fuck shit up, they should be contenders for the NFC East title.
They should, bro. They got a pretty good defense.
I sense a messiah is coming down from the heavens to bless this franchise. By God, it is.
The hell kind of run was that?
The meme that's transcended into a living legend. His reputation grows as great as his made. And if he's at his peak, it will be a good year for Washington. Even for their eyes, Ron Rivera wishes to quash the true enemy of his might. He knows where they live. Bears fans rejoice. The executive core that has held the team back for years is still here, but
before Urinating Tree even talk about this damn team, bro. Andy Dalton, bro, I do not want him to start, bro. I don't, bro. Andy Dalton, your ass. I don't want you to start. I don't, bro. Justin Fields, get in the game, bro. You're the starter. Justin Fields has to start. But guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna have Andy Dalton start, and then Andy Dalton, messes up or whatever like that. Then Justin Fields gonna start and take over. That's what's gonna happen. I'm telling you.
Justin Fields now. It may force you to keep with that shitty executive core for a few more, but Justin Fields! I'd share your optimism, but remember the team you root for here. Chicago Bears are one of the more ass-backwards organizations in football.
Their defense still good.
The best way to exemplify it is with the QB position. The fans want the Red Rifle dead. It doesn't matter if he hasn't played a game yet, they want him dead. And I personally can't wait for Matt Nagy to force a conservative play-calling scheme to bring about one of the blandest offenses in football. And staying with it for at least a month.
Okay.
I expect the calls for Fields to start will be louder than guaranteed rate field in October. And it's probably for good cause. Maybe if they're lucky, they'll drunkenly stumble into the playoffs again, but the bigger concern for them is getting out of Soldier Field.
Bro.
They're looking for new digs. And there's plenty of land available in Arlington Heights. With how badly that renovation was botched, I don't blame them for that either. They should see uninspired football in a more inspired setting. Dan Campbell, the new head coach of the Detroit Lions. His enthusiastic nature and aggressive statements have captivated hot take machines across America.
Detroit Lions ain't going anywhere. They're not. They're not.
It's his true test. He will either be one of the greatest coaches of this generation or douche bro Freddie Kitchens. I expect no alternatives for Campbell. He'll be working with a perpetually rebuilding team that is going through another official rebuild. Matt Stafford was released from prison early for good behavior. Jared Goff in his 1 year of success will be serving as placeholder until they find the next great talent to waste. Knowing this team, I expect it'll happen sooner rather than later, but it's not like there were hopes here to begin with. Those were probably shot to shit when Megatron retired. When a franchise misses Jim Caldwell, you know things are dire.
Yeah, Lions are basically
Aaron Rodgers was pissed at the Packers for wasting his years. Too long have they stood pat instead of aided him with weapons. He was going to go scorched earth on this franchise. His trusty flamethrower would burn everything to the ground as Green Bay would be in jeopardy. Wisconsin trembled as Rodgers gave his lofty demands to team management. He desires Randall Cobb. That was apparently it. Now Aaron Rodgers is back in camp and playing the season, but don't let this fool you into thinking the drama is over. Far from it.
Wow.
This is the closest example to the last dance that the NFL can offer.
Wow.
If they fail again, there's a good chance the dreams are dead. Rodgers will be gone. Davante Adams will probably be gone. So is MVS. There is blinding optimism from Packer Nation, but fear as well. Fears of another NFC Championship defeat. Funny enough, that's probably what's going to end up happening again.
No.
When it does, the rest of us
I like Green Bay though. They just
grave.
They suck in the playoffs.
Vikings. That's about what I can say for them for this go-around. Despite the pieces that may be in play to contend for the playoffs, Minnesota made news for everything off the field. Jeff Gladney saw how much of a bust Isaiah Wilson was and decided to join him in speedrunning his way out of the NFL.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
I hate wasted talent. Mike Zimmer has zero tolerance for those that defy his quest to win. This includes an assistant coach who was chucked into a meat grinder. But what does he do about Kirk Cousins? Buyer's remorse for Herschel Walker 2.0 grows with every passing day. And the fans are ready to have him drawn and quartered. It doesn't matter if he's encased himself in plexiglass. Minnesotans are very
Kirk just got to get better.
Torture. The team has trained them well there. Perhaps Irv Smith can be encased in plexiglass, as there's a good chance he's out for the season.
Whoever that
Things
was.
are looking rough, but hey, at least you extended Harrison Smith. I really don't understand what Atlanta's endgame is. They do nothing but choke and fail at everything they do. All signs are pointing at a painful rebuild in the near future, but the Falcons seem to be desperately clinging on to the hope that they're still competitive. Even then, riddle me this, Batman. Why are you drafting a potentially generational tight end in the first round? Posture is a team ready to compete, yet decide to trade Julio Jones to the Titans after the fact. What is their vision? Where's the direction? This entire franchise has been lost since you know what.
That was since we beat their ass in the Super Bowl.
By the indignity. Atlanta just has to hope. Hope Matt Ryan still has gas in the tank. Hope the defense can refortify itself. Hope that something can go right for once. Hope is a dangerous word for the Falcons. It tends to painfully backfire. It's about time to start calling the Carolina Panthers a refugee camp. They will take on the downtrodden and abused of poorly run regimes and toppled empires. Their newest project? Why, it's none other than Sam Darnold, a man who was all but ruined by the New York Jets and their total incompetence.
He did get ruined.
Will he be able to recover from this trauma? We don't know. comparison you have to hope for is Ryan Tannehill, who once free from Adam Gase became a quality starter. I don't know how long this leash is going to be, though. Not with those rumors of Deshaun Watson flying around.
Damn, bro. Why you had to do that?
Rebuild. And it may be time for them.
Why you had to do Deshaun Watson like that, bro? Come on, man. You didn't have to do that.
To start showing results. They had flashes of brilliance last year, but not enough to truly sustain themselves, particularly in goal line situations. I expect a lot more out of them this year. Good luck with that. There's one team last year's Saints reminded me of. The 93 Houston Oilers. It felt like a last chance they came up short yet again, and the offseason sort of reinforced that. They worked a bit of magic for the cap issue, but they still lost a lot of talent, particularly Drew Brees.
Wow.
As of now, the Turnover Bakery is opening up a food truck to travel across the land. Perhaps someday he will realize his elite potential. The football gods obviously disagreed.
Damn.
Swift motion, they took away a lot of what made the Saints great. Will Lutz, the dynamic kicker, out long-term with injury. Michael Thomas also out long-term with injury as well.
That is, but I know Michael Thomas.
A temper tantrum because he isn't getting enough attention. Seriously.
Because he's ass.
Done everything you've wanted. Why did you request a trade?
Haven't did shit.
Again, none of that matters right now. This does. Hurricane Ida has all but destroyed New Orleans.
Yeah, it did.
To be completely honest, I have no idea when the Saints will be able to get back to playing in the Superdome.
Prayers out to them, man.
Plays in Jacksonville. Let's just hope Gail Benson doesn't pull a stunt like her late husband did and try to move the damn team in the chaos.
Damn.
Let the cynicism flow. We thought things could be nice in this league again, but the Buccaneers and their conjuring of souls would not allow it. And with being a championship team, they get certain perks. Such as, I don't know, having the entire 22 men who started last year back for another go-around. Not to mention an infusion of rookies like Joe Tryon and Kyle Trask. Nothing matters in this world anymore.
Kyle Trask ain't doing nothing for a minute.
Go back in time by 20 years and play until he's 75 because God hates us all. We are fucked. May we pray to our new overlords in Tampa Bay. May they be merciful in their slaughter and benevolent in their rule. Please, for the love of all that is holy, be mediocre this season. Cardinals are a very weird cat to gauge. It's quite obvious they have the talent to make the playoffs. That's never been questioned. Problem is in converting it to on-field success.
Oh, the Cardinals do good this year, man.
Critical for Arizona and Cliff Kingsbury.
I hope so, bro.
Too often they've reverted to the traps that ruined Kingsbury at Texas Tech. Late season collapses, bad defenses, trusting the wrong men for the jobs, the usual stuff. This must be the year where that changes. If not, I'm not entirely sure that the air raid experiment lasts another. They'll have to do it without an old face in Larry Fitzgerald, who
Kyler Murray, little ass.
As one can be. But they'll have new old men to lead the retirement home, such as J.J. Watt and A.J. Green. Yes, men can be free from the shit shows of Houston and Cincinnati and have a chance at greatness. Terrell Suggs.
I personally think A.J. Green is like washed up. That's just me, though. That's just me.
In Arizona, and he won a ring that year. It may have been in Kansas City, but it's the thought that counts. I just wish your division wasn't so brutal, you know? Sean McVay isn't a man to sit on his heels. If there's a chance to make his team better, then by God, he's going to do it.
I like LA.
He's proven that he's not the right fit for this offense. McVay needs a true gunslinger. A man that can elevate the Rams offense to heights they've never seen before. Matthew Stafford. Too long has he toiled on garbage teams in Detroit. He's always put up stats in clutch performances. And they paid a premium to bring him to Inglewood. It's a very risky move, I'm not gonna lie. I've always been under the impression that Stafford put up the sexy numbers but didn't do enough to elevate the team around him. That narrative will be challenged. With Stafford held back by Detroit.
LA's gonna do their thing. Matthew Stafford, I don't know. I'm like in the middle, but hey, man, we just gonna have to see how he do though.
Or is he just not good enough to transcend bullshit?
I don't know though.
He'll need to carry the load, especially as Cam Akers is out for the season already.
Oh, I like Cam Akers.
Sony Michel helps with it, but once again, that only goes so far. Can this team
Sony
stay
Michel
healthy
do
for
something
once in their goddamn lives? In 2 of the last 3 seasons, the 49ers' ambitions were cut down by a litany of wounded. The time they were healthy, they went to a Super Bowl. We know what they're capable of. At this point in time, the question is at quarterback. It's been looking more and more apparent
Trey Lance,
that Jimmy
man.
Jesus isn't the savior he was made out to be. They've been looking to cut ties with this false messiah for a new god. His name is Trey Lance.
Yes.
And he has the natural ability to make a difference. He's not ready, though. San Francisco must bide its time.
He's not ready.
The key for them is in durability. If they can stay off the injured list, things will fare much better for them.
That's true.
Although that's a really big ask considering the circumstances. We really thought Russell Wilson was going to be out of
the
Seattle
Seahawks.
this offseason. There seemed to be smoke billowing from the ground. But unfortunately for those of us that want to see everything burn, nothing happened. The Seahawks did what a competent team would do and addressed Wilson's concerns. Goddamn teams trying to stamp out issues before they become untenable. You could argue the same for Jamal Adams, but Seattle didn't really have a choice in that regard.
Damn.
I just wish Aldon Smith could be the same, but he just can't overcome the demons that consume him. Even for a relatively open and forgiving organization, they wanted nothing to do with him any longer. Seattle is a team that could go far, but they'll need a more balanced offense to see it through.
True.
We've seen what happens when it doesn't pan out. If that ends up happening again, you can root for the Kraken now? The NFC is pretty tight in a lot of aspects. A logical person would just sit back and let it all develop, but I'm an impulsive bastard. I need to make shitty predictions that backfire quickly. The NFC East will surprisingly not change hands again, and it will be Washington that pulls it out.
Ooh.
The NFC North is still Packers territory.
Actually, he right about that. Before writing this video, he probably right about that. Washington, NFC East, yes. Washington gonna get that. Green Bay North, that's true. Damn near. But hey, man, I like Washington, bro. I really want to see what Washington gonna do this year, man. But anyways, man, you guys let me know down below in the comments. I'll see you guys in the next video. Road to 10K. Forget that. Road to 50K. See you guys in the next video. And stay tuned, bro. Flag football is right around the corner. It's gonna get crazy.